Yasya Vinanjana Shalakaya Chakshormilitanjena Tasmai Shri Gurave Shri Guru Gaura Gandharva Govinda Dringanaisaha Vande Prasada Toyesham Sararamba Shubhankaraha. Okay, so continuing this morning the Sri Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Yesterday we had our Sunday program and now we're catching up. We are in chapter 6, embracing the Lord's guardianship. And we finished the last discussion with this wonderful, wonderful verse of Jamunacharya, which we can vibrate again. Param Maharshi's illumination. Sarvata yogyata hinasyapi prapatav anadikadona. Even a totally unqualified person is not unfit to surrender. Na dharmanishtosmi, na chatmavedi, na bhakti mam stvak charanara vinde, akinchano nanya, gati sharanya, tvatpadamulam sharanam prapadye. Na dharmanishtosmi, na chatmavedi, na bhakti mam stvak charanara vinde, akinchano nanya, gati sharanya, tvatpadamulam sharanam prapadye. O Supreme Refuge, I am not religious. I do not know the nature of the soul, nor have I any devotion for your holy lotus feet. Therefore I am bereft. I am bereft of all good, and I am bereft of any other shelter. Such as I am, I surrender unto the dust of your lotus feet. Shri Bhagavata, were you going to say something?
What page?
We are on 99, page 99. That was verse 613 we just read.
Okay, yeah.
So now we're going to move on to the next verse.
Sure.
Shri Bhagavata Kripavalokanam Eva Shayadachutvam. The shelter of the Supreme Lord is awarded by his merciful glance. Kripavalokanam. This means the look of mercy, glance of mercy. And this expression we find in different places. It's also in the Dhammadarashtakam, that prayer of Satyavrata Muni uses this phrase, Kripa Jushti, praying for that glance of the Lord. Like, that's all that I want, that merciful glance of the Lord. Everything is within that. The shelter of the Supreme Lord is awarded by his merciful glance. And this is the verse by Jamunacharya. Aviveka gananda dinmuke bahura santata dukkha varshini bhagavan bhava dordine pata skalitam mam avalokai yachuta. O Lord, spreading darkness in all directions, the clouds of ignorance are constantly raining multifarious calamities. I have lost my way in this storm of material suffering. O infallible Lord, kindly cast your glance upon me. O Lord, spreading darkness in all directions, the clouds of ignorance are constantly raining multifarious calamities. I have lost my way in this storm of material suffering. O infallible Lord, kindly cast your glance upon me. Actually, just to have that prayer and to have some remembrance of the Lord, that is synonymous with his grace, actually. Just to have some remembrance, some consciousness. That is his grace, that is his protection, that he's allowed that to take place. That's Krishna consciousness. So if you have some Krishna consciousness, it's because he's allowed it. So that is his merciful glance, just to have that feeling of necessity, to have that remembrance within one's heart. O Lord, spreading darkness in all directions, the clouds of ignorance are constantly raining. And, it's not referring to some particular disturbances within the environment. The only disturbance is ignorance. Is our misconception, misconcocted version of the environment. So that is the only disturbance. Our, malacquaintance with the environment.
Yeah.
Our projection of our own limited, conceptions upon the environment. That's the only disturbance. That's the only trouble.
That's Shakespeare, right? There is no darkness but ignorance.
Yeah.
Nice. That's nice.
Nice. The clouds of ignorance are constantly spreading darkness in all directions. The clouds of ignorance are constantly raining multifarious calamities. So many different varieties of ignorance. I've lost my way in the storm of material suffering. That is suffering. That is real suffering, to be in ignorance. O infallible Lord, kindly cast your glance upon me. Jivasya bhagavat palyatvam sarupata eva siddham. It is proven to be perfectly natural for the soul to be sustained by the Lord. And this is also Jamunacharya. Tadaham tvajite na natavan madrite tvam dayaniyavan nacha vidi nirmitam etad anvayam bhagavan palaya masma jihaya. O Lord, without you, I cannot have a guardian, and without me, you cannot have a fit recipient for your mercy. This is our relationship as the Creator and the created. Therefore, please take my charge, O my Master, and never leave me. O Lord, without you, I cannot have a guardian, and without me, you cannot have a fit recipient for your mercy. This is our relationship as the Creator and the created. Therefore, please take my charge, O my Master, and never leave me. This is our hope. That the Lord wants a recipient of His mercy. I was talking about this with Isha Bandhu Prabhu in the Dham a few weeks ago. Because he came to this revelation, that this is actually, part of what's behind the Adarya Leela, Krishna Mahaprabhu coming to this world. I mean, that's part of the reason for this whole material existence. And he was sharing this, revelation he'd had, and actually, I don't know if it's recorded anywhere, but I heard from Devashish Prabhu that Srila Sridhar Maharaj actually gave that explanation. He said that Srila Sridhar Maharaj, I heard from Devashish Prabhu, Srila Sridhar Maharaj said that with the highest transcendental vision, we must see that the whole reason for the existence, that the real reason on the deepest level for the existence of this whole material creation is to allow the Lord to come as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and to perform his pastimes of saving the fallen souls. Because, what's the good of a hero if there's no one who needs to be rescued? There's some purpose to all of our suffering.
We're playing a vital role.
Yeah, we're playing a vital part here. This is a serious production. So that allows him to express that mood of wanting to bestow mercy, wanting to help people. But you need people who need to be helped. You need fallen people. You need confused people. So we're playing that role.
They're complying very well.
Yeah.
Confusion.
We're playing the part very well. So that's actually our hope, that the Lord has that desire, and that's a very natural relationship. That allows the Lord to express that mood. O Lord, without you I cannot have a guardian, and without me you cannot have a fit recipient for your mercy. This is our relationship as the Creator and the created. Therefore, please take my charge, O my Master, and never leave me. And there's another verse, which is, I think it's in the chapter on humility, where, who's it spoken by? I don't remember. But it's saying that the Gurudev loved this verse. Parama karoniko nabhavatpara Parama sochatamo nachamatpara iti vichincha herepi pamade yad. I don't remember the last line. But that there's nobody who's more fallen than me. And there's nobody who's more merciful than you. And then there's no direct request there, but then it just says, considering this, you do as you consider to be appropriate. It'll be automatic, I'm in this very, fallen condition of deep necessity. And you are the person who is the most merciful, the most magnanimous, the most caring. So automatically, those two elements will come together. I'm not even going to request it. You just, you consider this point, So that is very encouraging for us. It's simply actually that we need to have some consciousness of our condition of necessity, the fact that we're in a state of necessity, and to consciously embrace that. That's really what this chapter is saying. Like, just embrace the fact that you need a guardian. You already need one. There's no question of that. It's just about consciously accepting that and embracing that condition. The Lord is ready and waiting to assume that position. It's just that switch of consciousness, yielding to that, accepting that, embracing that, acknowledging that. That is so powerful. Prapanna-jivanamrtam vivida seva sambandha. A surrendered soul's various serving relationships with the Lord. And this is also Jumanacharya. Pita tvam mata tvam daita tanayas tvam priyasuhrit tvam eva tvam mitram gururapi gatischas jagatam tadiyas tadbrityas tava parijanas tadgatiraham prapanna-jivanamrtam satvaham api tavaivasmihi vadaha. For the entire creation, your father, mother, beloved son, dear well-wisher and friend. You are the universal Guru, the ultimate refuge, and I also am yours, sustained by you, a member of your family. You alone are my shelter. I am your surrendered soul, and such as I am, your dependent. For the entire creation, your father, mother, beloved son, dear well-wisher and friend. You are the universal Guru, the ultimate refuge, and I also am yours, sustained by you, a member of your family. You alone are my shelter. I am your surrendered soul, and such as I am, your dependent. Bhagavatas Chaitanya Chandrasya Patita Palakatvam. Shri Chaitanya Chandra's guardianship for the fallen. And this is Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Samsara Dukkha Jalado Patitasya Kama Krodadi Nakramakai Kavali Kritasya Durvasana Nigaditasya Nirashayasya Chaitanya Chandra Mamadehi Padavalambam. This is a similar expression. I think it was in the last chapter. Hastavalam, Dehi Hastavalam. Here it's Dehi Padavalam. this is saying, give me the support of your lotus feet. Give me the support of your feet. And the other expression was, give me the support of your hand, you know. Give me your hand. Lift me up. Chaitanya Chandra Mamadehi Padavalambam. O Chaitanya Chandra, I have fallen into the miserable ocean of material existence, and being devoured by the sharks and alligators of lust, anger, greed, madness, delusion, and hatred. Chained by wicked desires, I am bereft of any shelter. Please graciously grant me the refuge of your holy lotus feet. O Chaitanya Chandra, I have fallen into the miserable ocean of material existence, and being devoured by the sharks and alligators of lust, anger, greed, madness, delusion, and hatred. Chained by wicked desires, I am bereft of any shelter. Please graciously grant me the refuge of your holy lotus feet. Oh, this is really beautiful, this verse. Also Prapanna-jivanamrtam. Nirashasyapi ashapradam gora sharanam. The shelter of Shri Gaur Chandra gives hope to the hopeless. And Prapanna Saraswati Thakur, he's known for being extremely, devoutedly, attached to Mahaprabhu. And I think all of the verses that we find of his here, they're all about Mahaprabhu. Like some of his expressions are very wonderfully extreme. The shelter of Shri Gaur Chandra gives hope to the hopeless. Ha hanta hanta paramo shara chitta bhumo yarti bhavanti mama sadhana kota yopi sarvatmana taraham adbhuta bhakti bijam Shri Gaur Chandra charanam sharanam karomi. Alas, to cultivate the barren and rocky desert land of my heart, tens of millions of assiduous attempts have proven to be simply futile. Therefore, with all the will at my command, I embrace the shelter of Shri Gaur Chandra's lotus feet, the source of the miraculous seed of pure devotion. Alas, to cultivate the barren and rocky desert land of my heart, tens of millions of assiduous attempts have proven to be simply futile. Therefore, with all the will at my command, I embrace the shelter of Shri Gaur Chandra's lotus feet, the source of the miraculous seed of pure devotion. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prapanasya Vairagyadi Bhakti Parikada Siddhi. For the soul surrendered to the lotus feet of Shri Chaitanya Dev, the attainment of detachment, knowledge, etc., are proven to be concomitant ornaments of devotion. And this verse is written by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he of course is prominent in the pastimes of Mahaprabhu in Puri. He was the number one scholar in Puri, Mayavad conception, and so Mahaprabhu, when he went there, one of the first things he did, we can see this is all like strategic. One of the first, it is actually the first thing, like literally the first thing Mahaprabhu does after taking sannyas and going to Puri, is he melts Sarvabhauma's heart. And so Sarvabhauma, who was this, Mayavadi, he became this, devoted follower of Mahaprabhu and on the path of Prema Bhakti. So this was like a major event in Puri, because people had to pay attention. He was known for his scholarship, for his brilliance, and following Mayavad, and he made this, big change in ideology. So it was quite a major event. But after his conversion, then one of the first things Sarvabhauma did is he wrote, I think it's like 100 verses he wrote in glorification of Mahaprabhu. And two of them in particular are very well known, and this is one of them. And And because of Sarvabhauma's position, these verses became, very well known throughout Puri. And so in that way, Mahaprabhu's glories, they were spread like in a very, very efficient way. Right? Mahaprabhu's message and Mahaprabhu's glories, they spread in a very quick way. So this is one of those verses. Vairagya vidya nija bhakti yoga shikshartam eka purusha purana Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sharira Dadi Kripambudir Yastam Aham Prapadye. The endless ocean of mercy, the eternal supreme person, one without a second, has appeared as Shri Krishna Chaitanya to teach detachment, divine knowledge, and his personal relationship and devotion. I do surrender unto him. The endless ocean of mercy, the eternal supreme person, one without a second, has appeared as Shri Krishna Chaitanya to teach detachment, divine knowledge, and his personal relationship and devotion. I do surrender unto him. And so Param Guru Maharaj, this is actually quite significant. Param Guru Maharaj is making this point in his illumination that, here Sarvabhauma is listing these things, that detachment, knowledge, and bhakti yoga. Mahaprabhu is teaching these things, but Param Guru Maharaj is making this important point in his illumination that knowledge and detachment, it's not that those have to be separately cultivated, but they will come automatically in the wake of devotion. When devotion is cultivated, then these things, spiritual knowledge and detachment from everything else, they'll naturally develop. And this is a point that is made in many places in the scriptures. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Priyojita Jnana Vairagya. Different places in Bhagavatam, this point is made that through the cultivation of bhakti, then jnana and vairagya, knowledge, renunciation, they'll automatically come. Purification of the self, detachment, knowledge, all of these things, they will follow devotion. So an important point here. And also, maybe this is just my speculation, but also like Sarvabhauma, he's coming from this background of Mayavad and extreme scholarship, and now he's taking up the path of bhakti, which many do dismiss as being like something sentimental, as we were discussing the other day, something for the less intelligent folks. So Sarvabhauma is also like pointing out, like, it's not that this is devoid of that, that is also included with this. Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prapatir Eva Yuga Dharma, the only pure religion of the age, surrender unto the lotus feet of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wow. This is the Yuga Dharma. To surrender to Mahaprabhu. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prapatir Eva Yuga Dharma. Wow, this is wonderful. And this is quite a well-known verse. It's quoted many times by our Gurudev and Param Gurudev, describing Mahaprabhu in the age of Kali. Anta Krishnam Bahir Goram Darshitangadi Vaibhavam Kalo Sankirtanadya Isma Krishna Chaitanyam Ashitaha. Jiva Goswami. Accompanied by his divine entourage, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in all his pristine glory. In this age of Kali, we now take shelter in him by means of the characteristic method of devotional service based on Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy names. Within, he is none other than Krishna himself. And without, he is the golden Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. And this is also a parallel verse. There's a verse in Bhagavatam which is expressing, similar thing in Bhagavatam where the avatar for Kali is being described. There's a very similar verse. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Sangopangastra Parshadam Yagnai Sankirtana Priya Yajantihi Sumedasa. The same thing. That he is, and there's some play here because the word Krishna, one meaning of Krishna is black. So it's referring to Krishna, but also that he's black, and then Gaur, one meaning of Gaur is gold. That's the meaning of Gaur. So internally he's that black Krishna, and then externally he's this golden Mahaprabhu. So that verse in Bhagavatam saying that Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam, that saying that his color is Krishna, black, but it is a Krishna, not black. So it's saying he's Krishna, but he's not Krishna at the same time. And this is this verse in Bhagavatam. Krishna Varnam. And the word Varna, it has different meanings. So one meaning of Varna is color. So Krishna Varnam, that his color is black. But then Tvisha Krishnam, and Tvisha means something like luster. So Krishnam. So he's black, but he's not black. His color is black, but it's not black at the same time. And then also another meaning for Varna is like to describe something, to speak something. So then Krishna Varnam, that can also mean he's always talking about Krishna. He's always speaking about Krishna, always glorifying Krishna. And so then we understand that internally he's black, but externally he's not black. So internally he's Krishna, but he is assumed this golden effulgence of Radharani in this age of Kali. Sangopangastra Vaibhavam. And he's come with his associates, with his weapons, with his companions. Yagnai Sankirtana Priya Yajantihi Sumedasa. And he has come to spread this yagya, this sacrifice of Sankirtan. And those who are Sumedasa, those who are blessed with some spiritual intelligence, they will worship him through this practice of Sankirtan in this age. So a very similar expression to what is here. Shri Chaitanya Shutasya Parama Pumarta Prapti. The soul surrendered to Shri Chaitanya Dev attains the supreme perfection of human life. And this is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is a really nice verse. Yogyanumatam bhuvanam dayalor ulagayanapya karot pramatam swaprema sampat sudayadbhuteham Shri Krishna Chaitanyam amum prapadye. Yogyanumatam bhuvanam dayalor ulagayanapya karot pramatam swaprema sampat sudayadbhuteham Shri Krishna Chaitanyam amum prapadye. I surrender unto that performer of miraculous deeds, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the merciful Supreme Personality, who delivered the insane universe from the disease of ignorance, and then drove the world stark mad with the nectarian treasure of his sweet love divine.
Yeah.
I surrender unto that performer of miraculous deeds, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, the merciful Supreme Personality, who delivered the insane universe from the disease of ignorance, and then drove the world stark mad with the nectarian treasure of his sweet love divine. This is the thing, like, you gotta be mad either way. You may as well choose divine madness. It's gonna be Mahamaya or Yoga Maya. Take your pick. But it's gotta be some kind of Maya. Because otherwise it's too dry. If you're just like always living in like a rational, with clarity, clear, raw, raw truth. That's like boring. That's Brahman conception, actually. There needs to be some, drama. There needs to be some confusion, some illusion, some madness. But that divine madness, it's a higher truth than just raw truth. I am soul, you are God. That gets very dry. But so then this is like the plane of love. Love is a higher truth. Love has no logic. Love, mercy, all of these things. They have a rule, a whole, has its own set of rules. Just like I often give the example of, one of your young grandchildren making some, scribbled drawing, they're giving it to you. Like, kids do that with such earnestness. They come and present you with this like complete mess of a crayon drawing. Then what do you say? This is so beautiful. This is the work of art, So where's the logic there? Where's the rhyme? Where's the reason? It has its own set of rules. So that's a higher plane of truth, mercy and love. So, this is what Mahaprabhu's, this verse is just so beautiful. It's delivering us from the madness of this world, taking us to the madness of the spiritual world. And there's this wonderful, wonderful, it's like a song, or it's like a Bengali song. And there's one recording of Srila Sridhar Maharaj reciting it. And it's saying how, because it's very, like, the way Mahaprabhu has played out his Leela, like at every point, there's a great deal of significance. So the fact that he appeared in Bengal, the fact that he appeared in Navadvip, it's a very significant thing. Because Navadvip, as we were mentioning the other day, it was the center of learning. It was a highly cultured place. Highly intellectual people were there. And in that place, Mahaprabhu, he became known as the #1 scholar. He broke the pride of the Digvijay Pandit, Keshav Kashmiri, who was known throughout India. Like Mahaprabhu had this like superior position within the place of superior people, scholarly people. And then that Mahaprabhu, he then showed himself to become a madman. As Srila Sridhar Maharaj says, he showed how a man can become played like a doll by divine love. Mahaprabhu showed that, So he went from that extreme of being this great scholar. He was invited like to different regions to teach because he was so so highly respected. And then that kind of a person, he converted, or showed that conversion to the path of bhakti. And showed all of this, divine emotion. So it's a very significant thing. At every point, there's so much significance. And so Navadvip is the place of logic, right? And so there's this wonderful Bengali song saying how everyone's become puggled. Everyone's become mad. Puggled means mad. So Brahma puggle, Lord Brahma has become puggled because Brahma appears as Haridas Thakur. Shiva puggle, because Shiva is seen as Advaita Acharya by some. Vishnu Pago in Mahaprabhu. So Brahma's become Pago, Shiva's become Pago, Vishnu's become Pago. Vishnu Pago, Brahma Pago, Pago Bola Shiv, and then saying that this Navadvip Dham, the place of logic, they're breaking that logic in Navadvip Dham. Now the whole of Navadvip's become like Navadvip, the place of learning and scholarship and calculation. It's all being broken here. But it's an extraordinary thing, and when Mahaprabhu was it's such a striking thing, that contrast. And when Mahaprabhu was is in Varanasi, which is the capital of the Mayavad conception, then this is something that makes the Mayavadis there, when they're looking at Mahaprabhu, it's giving them pause to think, like we know you. Like, you're the great Nimai Pandit of Nadia. You're this great scholar. You come from a respectable family. But now you're doing this. Now we see you chanting and dancing in the streets like this, sentimentalist. What's going on? And they're considering that point, and they're asking him. And there's a place, I think it's that same talk, Srila Sridhar Maharaj, he's discussing that incident also with the Mayavadis, and he's like paraphrasing their expression to Mahaprabhu, saying, "We failed to understand." We failed to understand. Like we know you, we know your family, we know who you are, and now you're showing yourself like this. We failed to understand. We cannot understand. We cannot, accommodate these two things. How what is your explanation for this? How can we understand this? You are a gentleman, you're a cultured man, you're a nice man, and now you're behaving like this. We cannot understand such a thing. I surrender unto that performer of miraculous deeds, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the merciful Supreme Personality, who delivered the insane universe from the disease of ignorance, and then drove the world stark mad with the nectarian treasure of his sweet love divine. Okay, now this next verse. This is also so many wonderful, wonderful verses here. This is extraordinary verse. This is Prapanna-jivanamrtam Maharaj selected as the last chapter here. And this is, actually this point didn't really strike me before, but like the point here is that it's not just for the fallen souls to pray for guardianship. Well, we also mentioned that with Nanda Maharaj. But Prapanna Maharaj is concluding this chapter with this point. But the liberated souls, they're also praying for refuge. They're also praying for shelter, for guardianship. And there's a very beautiful discussion of this verse, and I think it's Sartra Shri Krishna. Sridhar Maharaj is discussing it. Shruti vimrigya Shri Harinama Samshayanam Eva Parama Muktanam Bhajanam. The pure devotional service rendered by the great liberated souls. Complete refuge in the holy name of the Lord, as sought after by all the Vedas. And this is by Srila Rupa Goswami, this extraordinary verse. Nikila Shuti Moli Ratnamala Juti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Yi Mukta Kulero Pashyamana Paritastvam Harinama Samshayami. Nikila Shuti Moli Ratnamala Juti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Ayi Mukta Kulero Pashyamana Paditastvam harinama samshayami. Wow, this verse is so beautiful. The acme of all the Vedas, the Upanishads, are like a string of transcendental jewels. The tips of the toes of your lotus feet, O holy name, are eternally worshipped by the radiance emanating from those jewels. You are constantly worshipped by the great liberated souls, headed by Nard and Shuk, whose hearts are reposed in complete absence of worldly aspirations. Therefore, O name divine, I surrender unto you in every time, place, and circumstance. So, Param Maharshi, so he gives this wonderful explanation that the whole body of the Vedic literature, it's sounds. He describes it as a jungle of sounds. That's all it is. It's sound. And so for someone with an undiscerning eye, they're just seeing this jungle of sounds, and they're all telling different things. But for someone with more of a discerning eye, with the proper, perspective of all of these different sounds, they will see that amongst all of these sounds, there is a central sound. There is a superior sound, a central sound, which all of the lower sounds are paying tribute to. And so that central sound is the holy name, the Lord's holy name. And so they are all of the other sounds, they are subsidiary to that. They are paying their obeisance to that higher sound, the Lord's holy name. And so this is being illustrated in this very wonderful way here, because the Upanishads, they're generally, they have like the most dignified position, right, within the Vedic literature. There's so many different sections, and the Upanishads, they have like, they're universally respected. For those from for the Bhakti school in the line of Mahaprabhu, Rupa Goswami, we have a different perspective. So like, for example, the Puranas, by the general scholars, they'll poo-poo the Puranas. they don't see them as having as serious a contribution as the Upanishads, because the Upanishads are giving this very like pure but abstract spiritual advice. But because it's purely on the spiritual side of things, it's not mixed with like stories and Leela, then it's easy for anyone to appreciate the dignity of. So the Upanishads, they're like universally considered to be to hold the highest position within the body of the Vedic literature. And so here, so the Upanishads, they are compared to crown jewels. Amongst all the jewels of the Vedic writings, teachings, what's given in the Upanishads, they're like the crown jewels. Nikila Shruti Moli, Ratnamala. Here the Upanishads, they're described as Shruti Moli. Moli, Shruti means the Upanishad, or Moli means like the head of something. So like the head of the Shruti section of the Vedas means the Upanishad. Ratnamala, they've taken this form, of a mala, a garland of Ratna. Ratna means jewels. So all of these Upanishads, they're like this garland, like this string of jewels. And duty nirajita pada pankajanta. Their duty, we were discussing this, our duty means effulgence. So nirajita means aratrika, means arati. So with the light, this is just like, my God, so beautiful. This is Rupa Goswami's like heart revelation and expression. So with the light that is emanating from these jewels, with that light, they're offering puja to the holy name. Pada pankajanta, to the lotus feet of the holy name. Ayi mukta kuler upasyamana. And this explanation that the mukta kul means a liberated soul. So mukta kul means that group of persons who are liberated. So upasyamana is referring to worship. So it's like this exclamation. Ayi means like my God, like wow, like the liberated souls, they're worshiping you with an exclamation mark. Like, so what is the dignity of your position? Paritastvam harinama samshayam. And this word paritas, it means something like surrounding or all around. And so like these Upanishads or the liberated souls, they're like surrounding you, worshiping you, bowing to you. There's this recording of Srila Sridhar Maharaj discussing this verse, and when he speaks, he just brings these things to life, like he's having like living contact with these verses. And so he says how like they're crowding around you. The liberated souls, they're crowding around you, like giving praise and offering their tribute, their obeisance. To that Harinam Samshayami, I take shelter of that holy name. Wholehearted shelter of that holy name in every time, place, and circumstance. So what is the position of the holy name? Not just that the poor, the down and out persons, the wretched persons, the persons who are suffering, in the relativity of this material world. But even the liberated souls, even those who have some transcendental platform, they're also perceiving, my highest wealth is to be attained here. There's something here for me too. Not just for the suffering, but those who are free from suffering, they're also making their approach. That is also their goal. So, what is the position, the dignity of the holy name? Nikila Shuddhi Moli Ratnamala Dyuti Nirajita Pada Pankajanta Imukta Kuleru Pasyamana Paritastam Harinama Samshayam. Iti Shri Prapanna-jivanamrtam Shri Bhakta Vachanamritam Targatam Goptritve Varanam Nama Shashto Jaya. Thus ends the 6th chapter, embracing the Lord's guardianship, words of nectar from the devotees, and life nectar of the surrendered souls, positive and progressive immortality. So beautiful. So that is the end of chapter 6. So, giving us some inspiration to surrender, to try to surrender, to pray for the desire to properly surrender. So we'll continue. Tomorrow's Govardhan Puja, and then Wednesday we can continue with chapter 7, Atmanikshepa, full self-surrender. Oh, I'm feeling sad. We're coming towards the end now. It's going too quickly. Jai Shri Prapanna-jivanamrtam ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai, Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki Jai, Vishwavyapi Tadeva Shakti Mat ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai, Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Ganharva Govinda Sundar ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.